This is the bean planting plate for the Earthway precision planter. When I opened up the seed package and put them in the hopper, I noticed that there were a few bean seeds that had split right down the middle. The result of that was trying to arrange had a cardboard box get into my epoxy, wet epoxy. Well, the result of the split bean in the planter plate was that the bean got sideways, and it managed to not drop completely through when the opening came around, and what it did was it caught behind the plastic plate, and as the plastic plate came around, that seed blew out a chunk, is what it did. It blew out two of these cups, and they flew 5 or 6 feet. I saw them. I happened to see them fly, and I bent down and picked them up. I managed to finish planting with the broken wheel. I got lucky that way. So what I'm doing here is I got some epoxy. I put a tinfoil backing down flat, and then I put about 3 pounds of lead weight on top of it to make sure that it's absolutely flat while it dries. And then when all that's done, I'll as soon as it's cured, I'll turn it over, and I'll make sure that the backside is sanded smooth so that the wear points work the way they're supposed to. I looked up this part, and it's going to cost about $8.50 to replace it, and probably another $5 for shipping. So less than $20. I could have a new part here. The model that I'm running. Here's the original owner's manual that came with it. The original inventor and manufacturer was called Esme. And they had a post office box of 547 Bristol, Indiana. And then they got purchased by Earthway, which is post office box 547 Bristol, Indiana. So this is old, really is old. The original plate is listed in here as as spare parts. Same model numbers, and suggested retail for a plant cedar plate are $1.80 each, and now they want $8.50. This ships This ship's new with 6 plates. You can buy this 6-plate set for 32 or $33. Then there's the original offering was that there were two of these plates were offered back when this was new. And that's crazy because this is the original booklet, and this shows all 3. So that's, that's misleading. That might be the difference between the 1001A and 1001B. And those are listed right here. Model numbers 1001A and 1001B. I don't know, but I'm tempted. There's a plate here for cucumbers. Growing popcorn. See, there's a sweet corn. There's a sweet corn wheel plate here, and I don't grow corn. I live in the corn patch, but I don't grow corn. And popcorn has got many of the same growing requirements as sweet corn does, and I just don't want to deal with it. So I don't need the popcorn disc, but this lima bean and cucumber discs might be handy to have, maybe. Actually, I plant cucumbers by hand, so just the lima bean would be okay. But if you look at the spacing on the lima beans and then the spacing on the sweet corn, I could probably make a lima bean planter out of the sweet corn. Maybe, I don't know. But for $8, I'm going to give this a try, and if it doesn't work out, I'm going to pretty much know if it's going to work out as soon as I pick it up off of that tinfoil. Because it's going to be partially stuck to that tinfoil, and if it doesn't survive peeling the tinfoil off the back, it was a good idea that just didn't work. So later on today, I'll know for sure if this repair worked or not. If not, I'm just going to order a replacement. For less than $20, it'll save me a lot of heartache in the future if this decides it's going to break right in the middle of me trying to plant, next year. So part of the problem is I have a feeling that all of this stuff is 30 years old. All of this plastic is 30 years old. And it's just old and brittle. I think that's the main cause of it breaking. Because I surely wasn't abusing it. The only thing that there was broken halves of seeds. But those broken halves of seeds would be smaller than the whole seed, so they should have fed right through anyway. So I don't exactly understand what happened, but I know that it did happen, and now it's time to fix it. So there we go. This is what I was dinking with. I had the two-part epoxy. One of the sides was plugged partially, so it didn't put out hardener the way it was supposed to. So part of this puddle here is still soft resin. Part of the puddle is set up and mostly dry. And I stuck the box that has all my planter wheels in it in the middle of that and made a big mess. So it's just a cardboard box, but it's irritating. And the plastic bag that holds the instructions is stuck in it too. So yippee, I guess I'll find a new Ziploc bag and make it work.